Hello, and welcome along to Freedom Chasers. Bear with me, Fix. It's been a while. We've had a lovely little time off break, and now we are back, and we're ready to rock and roll. But a long time ago, we had a previous episode. Can anybody tell me what the hell happened there?
We started by ending up slaying the Chimera. We finished that fight. I believe.
Jesus Christ!
Kind of. I mean, it was just
after you'd finished the fight, right? Yeah.
Oh, picking up just after that fight. Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yes, it was a long time ago.
Yeah. and then we got back and we went back to see how everyone was and.
Oh, we got rewarded. We each got something specific.
And there was a feast, there was a more low key feast thrown in our name.
Just going back to Josh's point, did I give out those things to you guys?
I think
the
so.
rewards,
I think I equipped it. Let me check.
Yeah, they're in your inventories.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm thinking of Jack's crossbow.
It's in my inventory, I just haven't equipped it yet.
Great, you've got the Dwarven Bolt Thrower, I think it is called, is it?
Yeah, the Dwarven Bolt Thrower.
Yeah. Josh, you've got your Blood Vial Shell.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the two of you have got a set of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. Okay,
Am I allowed
fantastic.
to equip it? I feel like there was a reason that I didn't equip it.
I think the logic was that there was a bit of a delay, but certainly you would have been given it before your trip out of town.
Okay, cool. Alright,
spoiler alert, they left town. What?
I just clocked that the Blood Will Vial also, if you use hit die to regain hit points, you also get 5 sorcery points back.
Yeah, it's a really good resource regeneration system. Anyway, what happened next? You got your rewards?
Yeah.
And then we took the girl who was having who slipped a disc and was having back problems. We took her to a church to which they exorcised her.
Yeah, so going backwards slightly, actually, you're right. When you first got back to Shara, you took Shara straight to the Temple of... I think it was just a Constellation Temple, is that
Cygnus. We went to the Temple of Cygnus.
I think you passed the chapel to Cygnus.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had her exercise there.
No, they would go to the Constellation one.
Yeah, because the Lady of Lacerta would be there. She would not be in a Cygnus temple anymore. Yes, what she actually did was yanked the ghost of a highwayman out of Shara and strangled it to death in front of you, crumbling its life force, which was pretty
badass.
Yeah, I thought
That's
so.
pretty disturbing. Yeah.
Then there was a feast in your honor, and what was special about this feast?
We got rewards.
No, what was special about the feast itself? Also, has anyone noticed that all of my colour has just resorted to how it ever was before, naturally, with no... I just looked up and I'm like, oh, I look completely normal. Anyway, yes, what was special about the feast itself?
It was casual.
It was called a commoner's feast.
It was finger food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, kind of was. An ale and that sort of stuff.
If you consider turkey legs finger food, then yeah.
Well, hand food, if you will, yeah. You got your rewards. I didn't actually introduce you guys to Barabbas, but I don't know if that was relevant. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah. I was going to say something else that was a little bit different as well. Was the Baronet Hewlin was kind of a little bit humble. In a sense, he was like, yeah, dudes, you kind of fucked that Chimera up, and I didn't do anything to help. And it's kind of, you were kind of on point back there, and we were like, who are you, and what have you done with the Baronet?
Yeah. After that, there was some dancing. I believe... I believe Remfrey took you for a dance, William. What happened?
I slipped on a banana peel.
You slipped on no banana peel, actually.
No, yes. I remember something.
Do you now? Good. Okay. Cool. There was a moment. There was a momentary breakthrough in Josh's experience of Freedom Chasers that's happened since last session, and he's just remembered it. But anyway, you slipped, and who else got a dance?
I know someone who didn't and was very sad about it.
Weary was overlooked on the sidelines. It is true.
He was.
Yeah.
Dinari rejected somebody, and Anivari didn't.
Yeah.
Who did you dance with, Anivari?
I danced with the Not a Prince.
Not a prince. Yes, that is correct. And then,
Just a man.
yep. And then Eamon asked Dinari, who sort of awkwardly refused and left. Which was cool. And then Henson found the time to speak to the party, and you guys came to a conclusion that Renfrey and Jaloko could both be harbingers of bad luck. Is that right?
Yep.
Could both, or are both, or do we know?
Or there's an interaction happening between the two.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
Something. Okay. Why was Henson not being affected by these? Why was Henson being affected specifically by these? Do we know? Do we get to that? Not you, Josh. Anyone else? Has anybody else got to that
As
conclusion?
far as we're
I
aware.
don't think so.
Okay,
It
because
just
this is the
hasn't
breakthrough that
been.
Josh has had. Josh, would you like to give us the grand revelation?
Oh.
Yeah. So we found out last session that the people of the town were baptized when they're born, but
First birthday, actually, yes.
well, sorry, yes, first birthday, and that it blessed them, but it was with God of Luck. So that's why no one else is
not
affected.
quite. But you were told that the you were told. Sorry, it's been like 2 weeks since this revelation. I realised that maybe it's not come true. But basically, each person who is born in or lives in this town is blessed by Cygnus. The town is favoured by Cygnus, and when they are bathed in the waters at 1 year old, the blessing, which I think you guys maybe didn't get in too much detail, but it basically says, may you be free of chains and bindings, blessed with beauty and luck, bounty and fortune, purpose and success. That is in the bottom of the chat.
The guy who hired us
Didn't get the blessing of
was not
bounty
was
and
not
fortune.
here
That
because he was
does.
having family issues.
And of course, Josh was just grilling me about random questions, and I
Elsewhere.
may have not held my composure very well in a meal and revealed that he might have been onto something. So you might as well all have that revelation that the reason it's affecting Henson specifically is because he wasn't blessed at the Temple of Cygnus. However, you guys decided to go and speak to the witch, and that is still going to happen. What gifts had you prepared for the witch?
Chimera heads.
How many heads are there to a chimera?
Three.
Three.
We bring in one each.
How many people are there in the party?
For
Great. Just checking. Yeah.
I remember
Bring them as
that
a
you
group.
specifically saying that it doesn't matter, you can give the gift.
Wasn't
as a group.
me. Okay, I want to make that
Who
really
said
clear. It was
Okay.
Shara's twin brother.
Okay. Well then,
Elora, have you got his
Elora.
name?
Hey, that was. We had talked about this during a group thing back at the Silver Pony, and we had a quick aside saying, no, the Chimera heads can be considered as a. I thought it was just like the four of us in the room.
I reminded you that he had said that a single gift for a request was appropriate. So as long as you're only beseeching one thing or asking one thing, then a single gift would be appropriate, is what he said. The DM did not give any sort of confirmation
All
or
right.
denial
I
of
guess
this. I want to make that very clear.
well, then I guess a group giving 3 gifts is like she'll cast wish for us. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, she can definitely cast
Take
witch.
the lead on that request.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's how that maths works.
Yeah. After that, you guys headed to the witch. Anything interesting happen on the way?
No.
Hey, it was
Apart
lunch
from
and
at the lake.
People.
Yeah.
Really
Group of
bad.
frogs.
It's some group Mortal Kombat going on out on the lake.
You guys did watch some. What was interesting about them? They weren't just frogs, and they weren't grown.
Frog people.
Nah.
They were frogs
They were
enchanted to
tall.
stand upon 2 legs. They were short for grown, very short
Damn
for grown. And they were not so humanoid in their bearing. They really were like frogs on 2 legs. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said frog.
And yeah. Oh, they
They
were
were
frogs.
pretty friendly though. They waved back to us.
They
while
did
we set
wave
up our
back.
picnic.
Cute.
And I have a little gift for you all. Well, I think you have seen this as well. We have a new map. It would actually take spot the difference for you guys to work out the difference between these two maps. That's the old
Cut it in
one.
half.
That's the old one. There's the new one.
Huh.
Hey, that little
I
town's
swear
gone.
we saw more off of this side before.
The perspective is has changed ever so slightly, and there are two little villages added to the map. Specifically, oh wait, did I just? Oh, I didn't move me. I only moved you guys. Bear with. Let us do the roll.
That is
20
an
thing.
unfortunate name. You won't want to be like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Mutlock.
That's not too bad.
Not that
I
bad.
don't know.
Uh,
It's not as nice as Elmi.
yes, Greycoat and Mutlock are now on the map and visible, and also the town of Catra over there is now visible. Also, the map goes all the way up so that you can see Virtue's Lock. A reminder that there was a small town all the way up here, a small village all the way up here. It isn't on the map because it wasn't on the known map. Nobody who looks at a regular map would know about it. I don't have a little thing to put on it now, but we'll just put a... We'll put a ellipse. Oh, what? Oh wow, lovely. Thanks for
Look
that.
at that.
That was a big house.
Yeah.
The big ass.
This is the town that loves Anivari, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks
we
really
go.
good.
Favorite person in the world.
Whoever drew the house, can you remove it for me, please?
Oh, come on.
Look at my beautiful, perfect circle. All right.
That could be the doorknob. Wait. There we go.
Get your town out of here.
Ugh.
It's a big one.
Because
There we go.
and town where Anivari was. Well, you actually did find town where young assassins were being trained. You did find out that exact information, so we'll just put that there and put that. Oh, that's. What? This is more difficult than it looks. Cool. Okay, that information is. Wow, that's really small when you zoom out.
That's alright.
It's fine.
It's bigger now. Cool. That information. Yeah, so anyway, a new updated map. And you are approaching the hut of the witch. I don't see any names, so I'm going to have a quick refresh. Because I can't give out inspiration if I can't see names. And I might give out inspiration. Anyone know the name of the witch?
Oh,
Oh, it's like Selena or something.
Sabrina.
You're on the right lines. In fact, I believe you called her, Josh, Sebelina. But that wasn't her.
Serafina, that's
yeah,
weird.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yes, Serafina. You've got enough inspiration. You can't have any more. No, but seriously, you know that she's called Serafina, and she has a rivalry with one Zadicus, who has a tower out to the west. That is really all you know about that. Is there anything you would like to do before approaching the? There isn't a hut like visible right in front of you, but you know the general area. Is there anything you'd like to do before moving away from the lake and approaching that area, that place?
I'd like to give a blessing to us.
Oh,
Me being
Please
a
go
cleric and all.
mm-hmm.
Because considering how well we did against the Chimera, which is kind of by the skin of our teeth, and considering we're going to give the gift of the Chimera heads to the witch, I've been thinking maybe my god is Orion. I know it's not particularly popular one in terms of the cosmology of things, but I think I think I've got it. So, just gonna give us another blessing. Gonna kneel down. Oh, Mr. Orion, sir. Please make sure the gift giving of the prey that you helped us take down goes nice and smooth like. So yeah, good on ya. Keep on doing your thing. All right. Good. All right. Bye.
That was exceptional. You wait a moment, tense, wondering if you'd feel the effects of the blessing. You don't. But,
Cross that one off the list.
Well, you might. You're not sure. I mean, gods don't respond to every time you've been besieged. Maybe the blessing will be given in form of the gifts being accepted happily, right? But certainly right now, you don't feel anything specific or special in the sense of this gift. As you turn towards the woods where you believe the hut to be, you do see a sort of small copse of trees with a slight separation at the front, as if an entry to that part of the forest has been made or cleared specifically for people to enter into.
Do I
For any
recall at
crows.
some point it was talking about how, like, the birds were her spies, basically, her eyes in the forest around.
Specifically, the crows. Specifically,
crows.
the crows were her servants. You do know she has some other servants that people have spoken of, but you don't know much about them.
Was there some sort of etiquette mentioned where we should wait to be brought in, or am I just misremembering that?
No, definitely not. You shouldn't. I mean, you should never enter anyone's house uninvited. But there was some sort of etiquette about if you can't find it or you don't find the path, then you are not welcome. That might have been what's laid a little bit of confusion there. But certainly, you're not. If you wait here for somebody to show you the way, you're going to be here a really long time.
Okay.
That's where I'm at on that one. Cool. Oh, I'm fading away again. What? Hello? Just mysterious like today. Whatever. I've now got a black square. That's better. That's better than fading away. Anyway, yeah. So you note there's like a sort of cleared path for you upon the way. Any other preparations before you maneuver your way onwards?
So, keeping an eye out still. Like, as I assume, as we're going through the path for all those crows.
And just to check, we are 3 riding, 1 walking. Is that correct?
I mean, I think if we're like this close, I would probably dismount and lead.
That's what I was gonna ask. By the way, you have just been given an inspiration card, Jack, from chat, specifically being given to Vivian. One for that prayer. Give on you. Good on you. But yes, you can tie up the horses in little copse of trees just at the entrance here, and they seem incredibly content here, as if the grass is good. Everything feels a bit, nice for horses. This is the way I can put it. I don't know how else to explain it. So that's what I will say. Okay. As you begin to move into this entrance from the forest, I will take a perception check, please, from anybody who is proficient or has a positive modifier.
I can't look. I'm busy hauling heads.
Nice.
Yes.
10.
Head good. Okay.
I got an 18.
Fantastic. Weary and Dinari, you both sort of catch a fragment of a whisper. Weary, you're sure that in the whispers of strange language, you catch words you recognize. Approaches, lost, stay. These little words come to you in amongst all the other whispers. At one point, as you look around, trying to catch an idea of where that whisper might have come from, you look back and you're sure the path has moved. Changed slightly. Perhaps it's just got a bit narrower, perhaps it's... And as you look back, you can't work out exactly which direction you came... Well, which sort of exact line you came from.
Hold on a sec. Are we on the same path?
We've been going in a straight line, I think.
You sure?
You think we're lost?
I don't know about that word. I mean, funnily enough, it sounded like I kind of thought I heard that word from somewhere. But I don't know. I don't always trust things that I hear every now and then. Every now and then, sometimes. You know. Anyway. So, nah, something's off.
I mean, if anything, the path moving forward isn't changing that much, is it?
Give me a survival check tonight. You may also, Weary.
Okay.
18.
Oh, nice. Nat 20 for a 25.
Yeah,
Nice.
both of you will note immediately that it's definitely... The path going forward has definitely curved slightly from where it was before.
Well, can you not ask Tim to fly up and see if he can see the house?
Can I?
Your bird, not mine.
Alright, mate.
She does have friendly eyes in the sky.
I was just going to look around for some birds as well while this is happening.
Yeah,
You
I do my
look
little-
around, but see none. I will... Your previous survival check.
Ooh. I do my little whistle for Tim.
I would say that he's been either on your shoulder or flying quite low behind you.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Mate, we need eyes in the sky.
He flies up, and only moments later comes flying down. 5 or 6 crows sort of pecking at his back as he comes and lands on your shoulder,
Oh, shit.
looking for protection.
Okay.
That
Bugger off,
man
bugger off.
is Vito.
Well, that answers that question.
Make things too easy.
It seems there's no way
Sorry,
back.
mate.
There's no way up. The only way would be forward.
We could dig.
Yeah, you get on that.
I'm just saying, get away. It's not like I'm just saying you missed that way out. You know,
Is that
Tiefling
out?
telepathy.
depends how far you
Alright,
dig.
let me go get the shovel.
As you say, there's only ways forward. You note at the center of the path a sort of stone. I don't know how to describe it. It's about 3 foot tall, slightly rounded at the top. It looks like a sort of 3D gravestone, if you will. It's cobbled from all. It's a cobbled cairn of stone at the center of the road, and all of you feel an urge to move towards it.
It's a couple what?
Sort of like a cobblestone epitaph in the center of the room, in the center of the path.
How big?
All right, it's a 3 foot tall stone thing. You don't need to, Josh. You don't need to look at what it means. It's just a stone thing. It's a block of stone, middle of the road.
Epi what? Epi pen?
Come on.
Of all of the things that I got images of, I should have got images of the stone thing. It's literally 3 foot tall. It's rounded at the top, and it's just fucking round and plonk of stone. Like it's like a big bollard. It's got no other discerning features at all. It is just a plonk of stone.
No
I
writing
go
on it.
towards it.
No, but as you get closer, you do hear a whisper. 1, answers. One is chosen. Look
I
around.
immediately hop down my horse and
The
run
horses
over
were
to be
tied
the person who's
miles
chosen.
back.
Okay, fine then. I run over to be chosen.
Lovely.
I move forward as well.
Okay.
As you move forward, you feel a sort of compulsion to place your hand upon the stone.
I will do so.
Which of your companions would you leave behind if it meant surviving?
Would anyone else like to trade places with me? I no longer would like to be chosen. Do I have to answer this out loud?
Did we all hear the question?
No.
Oh no.
It's a pretty obvious answer.
This is a zone of truth, Rock.
Who would I... If I meant my survival, who would I ditch? Man alive. I'm trying to weigh pros and
Choose
cons.
or be chosen.
Anivari.
The stone speaks again, and you all hear the voice. You would leave behind Anivari.
Well, only because I know she can take care of herself is the reason.
What the heck?
Do you know her at all?
I'm trying to. She's not.
Anivari! Come forward. Question
Like
you
the
will
Wizard
be
of
asked.
Oz.
As I let go and I walk past her for her to walk for her, and I say, I promise it's because I know you can take care of yourself. You're resourceful, you know.
As he's saying that, you hear the voice, Anivari, in your mind. Would you kill William to change the past?
No.
Good. That would have been inconvenient.
Well, that makes this easy.
I was just caught off guard by that question. Change what past?
Any
Change what-
past.
My past is completely mundane and normal.
Assassin. You may all pass.
Thank you.
The path seems straighter than it was before. You may head forwards.
Why didn't you choose me?
I'm assuming
I
you're
said-
asking William, not the stone.
I said why. I think Anivari is a bit more resourceful than you guys.
What are you talking about? I'm way older than her. I've lasted longer.
Well, just because you're old.
I've lasted longer. Okay.
To be fair, I think they both have me when it comes to surviving in the wilderness.
Well, they didn't ask what kind of place to survive. I just assumed a place that you'd be really good at.
Good
The
enough
question
person to say
was,
nobody.
the question was, who would you, William, leave behind so that you would survive?
Yeah.
Not so they could survive.
Yeah.
It
but
wasn't
still.
who would you send off on a survival challenge.
No, I know, but still, if I'm ditching someone...
Okay. Well, the stone has let you pass. And as you head forward, it opens out into a clearing. Sorry, that was meant to be dramatic, and then the picture didn't move. Yeah.
Rocks!
You move forwards into a clearing that feels unnatural, as if weighted heavily.
Oh, no.
A strange magic is in the air, and
The lost woods.
at some point the music will change.
This isn't good. We only have 3 gifts and there's 6 pillars.
There are 6 pedestals, and at the center of the pedestals sits a small burlap sack.
Just waiting for William to move in and take it.
As soon as you say that, you realize that not only does your voice feel oddly hoarse or quieted. You don't even hear yourself speak.
Do
Couple
we
of you catch Dinari's mouth moving, but you don't hear her.
Are we in a zone of silence?
William mouths.
Ah! I can't hear myself.
Oh, I have message. I will telepathically, one by one, say to everyone.
Message is not telepathic, and as you try pointing and whispering, nothing happens. Message is not telepathic. Read the spell. It is heard as a whisper.
Damn, we need Boxo.
I like.
That's gonna be a real hard challenge right now, Jack. He's very busy and
We
elsewhere.
still hear like our own movements and everything. Or just
Nothing.
nothing.
You would know you are in a complete area of silence.
I sort of look at the others. I gesture at the heads, and I sort of gesture at the bag.
Now the bag is small, like handheld.
Oh.
I will.
I gesture at the bag. Question mark.
I'll cast them. I'll cast a shadowy minor illusion with
Joshua.
words.
Does minor illusion have a verbal component?
No, fuck you.
Good. That will work.
Jesus.
And I'll just like in shadows create the sentence. Should we look in the back?
That's a lot of minor illusioning. Well, actually, no. To be fair, 5 foot cube. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Quill and ink and paper just overrated.
Do I look like a wizard?
Kind of. Yeah. Okay. So you're all gesturing to look in the bag. Who wants to look in the bag?
I'll do it.
Okay. You head over. And in the bag are 6 stones. Each one slightly covered in moss, carved with a strange sigil.
You could just show us the rocks, so we need to sign the rocks.
We're gonna have to
It's
put
really
them in a
wrong.
specific
I'm trying to
order, I
figure it-
guess.
I'm
I'm
trying to
gonna
figure out how to
examine
communicate.
one of the plinths. Is there any symbol or anything on them?
There is nothing on the pedestals at all. But as you all look at the stones, one catches each of your eyes. The sigils sort of call to you, speak to you. Well, I'll just pick on you randomly. William, you get a sense of a faint smell of earth and rot etched with curling patterns. You feel decline, aging, entropy from one stone.
I stay clear of that one.
Dinari, as you catch a different stone, ice cold, sort of almost like the sigil is sort of gives you a feeling of being veined in black, surrounded by fallen petals, stillness, silence, an ending. Anivari, one catches your eyes, and it sort of seems to be covered in tiny green sprouts or etchings of leaves. You feel youth, learning, discovery. In your hand, Weary, one pulses faintly, like a heartbeat. It feels like a beginning, unformed potential.
I'm gonna use my illusion for a bunch of sentences. I'll just say, I think these represent the cycle of life. Maybe we put them in the order.
I will say that you could just say
The
circle of
circle.
life. That is as detailed as I'll let you be. I'm not going to let you communicate freely with
Ugh.
random minor illusion. It's more complicated than that. Okay. There are 2 stones you haven't ascertained the meaning of. Each of you who has... So, currently, Weary is holding all 6 stones. Each of you feels drawn to a specific stone. Dinari, stillness, silence, transition. William, decline, aging, entropy. Anivari, youth, learning, and discovery. There are 2 stones, Weary, that obviously nobody has been drawn to. Do you guys take the stone you have been drawn to? Do you notion towards it, separate it out? What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. That leaves you, Weary, holding 3 stones, one of which feels it like it pulses faintly. A little bit like a sort of a heartbeat almost inside it, and 2 of them that remain cold to you.
I mean,
Do a big shrug.
I'm gonna put mine over on this one.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna point it to Dinari to put hers on this one, which should be the end of the circle.
Josh, you
And I'll
have
point
no
to-
idea what Dinari felt, thought, anything. You just know what you felt when you looked at your stone and you took your stone.
Fine, then I'll just put mine over there.
Okay.
I show my stone,
Mm.
and then I hold it to my heart, and I go,
Which, given the feelings the other three of you have been given, it will seem quite obscure.
Yeah.
I'm sort of just like gesture at mine and then just sort of give a small, like little, young.
you go on your knees.
What does
and
that
tie
mean?
your shoes to your knees, and you walk around like a little child. You ever do that?
I'll point to mine and I'll just go.
Oh shit, that was what I was gonna sign for mine. Actually, then if you're doing for yours, I'll do a shovel.
Okay. So you have 2 stones left. Where are you doing anything specific with those 2 stones that they have not gestured towards and you don't feel anything from?
I'm sort of I'm rattling them around like there's something.
As soon as you
inside.
touch one of them, it sort of lights slightly. And as you look at it, it reflects your face ever so slightly when touched. It feels like it is incredibly old, perhaps even wise. One word sort of resounds in your mind: legacy. The other stone, as you're shaking it about, just falls on the floor.
Can I pick it up?
You want to. You really want to. And as you reach for it, it's slightly fragrant. It glows faintly. It's beautiful. It's strong.
I go to the ground. I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And can I like get a stick and write something in the mossy earth?
Yeah, that's good.
I look to everyone and I'm like, as in, brace yourselves. I've got an idea. That's not always a good idea. And then I write opposites. And then I go, question mark?
You're muted.
You really are muted.
I couldn't
Doing
take this
that on the side, like, what do you mean, you idiot? I just had a circle of life. Come on.
I'm gonna take this stick from you, and then I'm gonna draw a question mark under what you just wrote.
As he does so, William then turns to you almost unnaturally, stiffly. His head like yanks round. You see his mouth open, but nod in time to the words. As you all hear, first comes breath with eyes yet blind, then reaching limbs and open mind. In fullest form we dance and shine till creeping dusk begins to climb. All things end with final breath, yet stories stir that follow death. I will give you those in Roll20 so that you have those lovely little lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
William says this, and you
you.
all hear it very clearly. William, your voice feels like somebody has just like shrieked for an entire minute from it. It is horribly hoarse. You feel dried out. Yeah, you think everybody else thinks he's doing his stone sign again.
We get it. We get
We
it.
get it. We got it. I'm gonna point at Weary's again, and then like sort of question mark to see what his was again.
Mine was I go.
And I
Like
go
there's a heartbeat.
something else because that doesn't mean anything to me.
That's all I can give you. I don't know how to communicate anything else.
You did get a sense of potential unformed. Was the
Yeah,
sense
but I
of
don't know
control.
how to form that. It's
I'm-
unformed.
No, but it's in your mind. Right.
I'm gonna move mine from this pillar to this pillar.
Nothing happens at all.
I'm gonna place my youth one in front of this one, just on the ground, as my idea, and then the strong one in front of this one.
So that you've got a gap between them? So just one and one, like this?
No, one here.
Oh,
next
like
to-
these two,
in front
yeah?
of, in front of this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh, where did you place yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
I'll probably place
know
my
how I
magic
can-
second to last, like this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
I get my
shovel.
stone. I get my stone, and then I form a belly.
I will point Weary to this one.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
where you have the other stone as well, right? What was your other stone?
It was legacy.
Are you
Complete
happy with
death.
that? There and there?
Yeah.
I tilt my head and I point to Weary and William, and I do the choking motion and give a confused look.
This is the one moment where Elora, I really wish you had a camera to demonstrate. Oh. But you've all placed your stones in front of the pedestals, is that correct? Did anybody put them on the
I
pedestal?
put mine on. I put mine on top of it.
Okay. So yours is
mine
on
was
a
also-
pedestal. Okay. And those two seem happy. They're content. Nothing. They don't fall off. They don't run off. They don't roll off. They don't shriek and dance.
Cool. I'm gonna take the stick and just right in front of mine. I'm just gonna go happy rock in front of my pedestal.
Dig?
Dig.
Dig. No, my
And
dig
then-
one was the second to last one. So
Yeah,
it's-
the last one's the legacy because it says yet story stir that
Story
follow
stir.
death.
Yes, but what Jack gave you for the legacy was...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
Maybe then
I don't think Jack and
I
Weary
would-
doesn't know how to sign legacy.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
intentional. I gave you unformed potential and legacy. It was very intentional. Guys, do you want to put your stones on the pedestals?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
very
If we're
good
having
because you've
this,
completed the
we'll stick them
puzzle
up.
and then are just not executing. So you had birth, growth, bloom, decay, death, and memory. There's some extra notes there. Don't worry too much about the extra
Memory.
notes. There's the words. Or legacy. A small squat creature comes over out of the now cleared path from the woods. Sort of looks at you. Ah, very good. Very good. Look at you. You can talk now. You can. You can.
Jesus Christ.
No,
Whoa.
that's not my name.
Who?
I'm the Grove Tender.
Are
Hello.
you here to take us to the witch?
Ah, wouldn't call it that if I was you. Can't go sniffing about like wild dogs. You want the lady's house? Riddle me right and step left.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a title, like a wizard or a soldier. Or...
Oh, the witch, not the Grove Tender. The Grove Tender, the Grove Keeper. Grove Tender, Grove Tender. Is the title? The lady is. Her name is Seraphina. Some call her a witch. Some don't survive.
Okay. Could you take us to her?
Can't go sniffing about like wild dogs. Riddle me right, step left.
Okay. What's the riddle?
Oh,
left.
the more you take, the more you leave behind.
Hole.
He sort of shrugs his head to the side. Not the answer. But a good try.
The more you take the what?
The more you leave behind.
The more you take, the more you leave behind.
Steps.
Very good, you are. Very good. If you had have stepped right, you would have been turned into beetles. Come on, then. And he leads you sort of through a very small gap between two trees that then opens out into a normal path. Straight up there. You'll find it. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Goodbye. I step off here. And he sort of like steps off the path and just like seems to just disappear into the abyss.
Oh my goodness.
A straight path leads up to a rather nice-looking house. Oh, I've got to make sure I take you to the right place. Hold on a second. Not get this wrong. Really awkward.
Yeah, so I didn't even catch what you said, Elora.
Footsteps.
Steps.
Footsteps. Ah.
Yes. But the correct answer, believe it or not.
I was going to say the more lives you take, the more death you leave behind.
Yeah, you see a lovely little house. A few flowers and stuff growing in front of it.
Nice.
It's yeah,
Ooh.
it's very pleasant.
I'll knock upon the door.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You knock upon the door and it's like an echo comes from somewhere else, way deeper into the forest.
Can I look through that little hole in the door?
You peer through the hole and it looks dark inside. But as you look back, the light's definitely shining.
Did the knocking come from a direction, or was it just like all
Sort
around?
of, deeper behind the house, but like spread out, not in a direct line.
Oh, yeah.
Her name's
we gotta-
Seraphine.
Seraphina.
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 Maybe we gotta jiggle the wind chime.
You do see a sort of coloured wind chime. Appears to be made of glass and metal.
All fancy. Okay, I'll do it then. I'll just-
You go to jiggle the wind chime and it doesn't move at all. The four pieces of the wind chime are like fixed as if in stone.
Ooh. Okay,
Treat
we
it
don't
like a
jiggle the
xylophone.
wind chime.
I'll shout out, Seraphina!
As you say that, just for a millisecond, out of the corner of your eyes, you all see the house flicker like a candle in the wind.
I'll yell.
I'm just gonna take a walk around the perimeter of the house.
As you do so, there's a funny smell. You can see smoke rising from the chimney, but it smells almost like rotting. As you look, each window seems identical. The light seems to come from an identical place, and in fact, Dinari, as you look a little more closely, give me an investigation check.
It's natural 20.
Nice.
Nice.
You will note that each window seems perfectly painted onto the house. As you press your hand against the wall, it feels warm and solid, but sort of as you keep pressing, your hand almost dips into the wall.
It's an illusion.
You are certain that this house does not really exist entirely in the place that you're seeing it.
Just knock on the door again, and as it's happening, I'm going to try and listen out into the area behind the house that we were.
As you look at this door, it's got no hinges, no latch, no keyhole. It's just a painted outline. You're knocking on a wooden wall. You may as well have knocked on the stone. And once again, you hear this sort of boom, boom, boom. Like it's a heavier knock. It's older. And it's nowhere near here. Again, as your sort of knock hits the wall, your fingers sort of sink in a little bit.
Can I try and put my head through?
As you press against the illusion, you hear the shattering of glass. As if the entire...
The wind chime.
Yank my head back out.
No, there is nothing to yank your head out of. You hear the shattering of glass, and all of you will see the entire house crack, as if just a painting on a mirror, as it all falls apart. You're left staring at a strange pool. A large sort of half lake in the water. There is no house.
I'll crouch down and just dip my...
As you crouch down to the water, you catch a reflection. Like the hut you were just looking at, but slightly different, a little more alive. The smoke is moving, which you missed before. It was sort of staying quite static. The lights are glowing, different lights look at different places, but it's slightly off perception, as if you've squeezed it into an angle, or you're looking at it through bent glass.
I'd like to dip my fingers in the water.
As you do so, the image ripples slightly, and you'll notice a sort of matching ripple come from the other side of the water, as if somebody has stuck their finger from underneath into it at the same point that you have, but opposite.
I think this is a portal to the actual house. I think we have to go
Portal?
in the lake.
Are you sure?
Well, we have caps of water breathing, so, we won't drown.
How do we know
I mean,
this
I'll-
doesn't lead to somewhere like,
Hell.
not good?
I mean, the last time we crossed an enchanted lake, there was a strange
It's
tea
my
party.
Well, we handled ourselves there. I'm sure we can handle ourselves if trouble comes knocking
If this
again.
is what you think is right, I'll follow you.
Wonderful. I will hit straight in.
You're heading in. What does that look like? Do you jump and land in it? Do you reach down and put your face into it?
Like fall from a high onto ground in case it's like.
Do you put your face down and press it in?
I guess I just slowly lower myself into the water.
Face first? Feet first. Okay, cool.
Feet first.
You put a foot on, and after about 6 inches, you hit the bottom. You have one wet foot.
Nice.
Thanks,
Well,
Dinari.
by all means, if you have any suggestions,
As
please.
the rest of you look, you see the reflection of William's leg sort of like contorted, bent at a very strange angle. This house sort of like almost curved out to the side. William's leg curved a different way, as if looking through strange mirrors.
Could I make my way to the door in the reflection?
You're just going to walk into the water?
Well, if I'm
You're already
tall
wet.
enough to stand.
Okay. As
In
you
it,
walk
and
into
I'm
the
already
water,
wet,
your
yeah.
reflection to everybody else is sort of bending around in different ways. No matter where you walk, it seems like the house is almost moving away from you, curving in a different direction. But you do notice as you walk across that it sort of straightens up at certain points and curves back again at certain points.
Oh, then I'd like to maneuver throughout the lake until it's.
You can never get
Right.
it quite straight. Give me an insight check. Or perception, actually, your choice.
I'll go inside. 16.
You could only get the image straight if you were outside of the water.
Oh, fine. I'll climb back out. I'll prestidigitation myself dry.
Mhm. You can try
and I
climbing, yeah.
will. Yeah, I will begin maneuvering around the lake.
As the group of you come round, I will take a group perception check, please. So each of you a perception roll.
16 again.
7.
Another nat 20 for a 23.
As you all maneuver round, Weary finally finds a spot where everything is perfectly aligned, and as you look up, Weary, from the pool, nestled behind it is the cottage itself. Not quite as perfect as the previous one, but with a little bit more unusual going
Just
on.
one floor.
The illusion peels away. The forest seems to breathe out a sigh of relief. And as you look over, the trees bend slightly inward as if bowing, and the underbrush parts to reveal a hidden glade dappled in golden green light. Nestled between the roots of 2 massive ash trees is a cottage, or not quite a cottage, a piece of the woods pretending to be a cottage almost. Its walls are woven from living vines and flowering branches, blooming with soft lavender and ghost white blossoms. The roof is a thatched mound of moss and twigs dotting with glowing mushrooms like little stars. And a crooked chimney leads lazily to one side, puffing pale smoke, slightly pink in colour. There's a smell on the air like sage and sugar. The door seems to ripple faintly and sits slightly ajar. Above it hangs a wind chime, similar to the one you saw, but with beetle shells, dried petals, and coloured glass. The air is thick with warmth, and the scent of honey and damp earth comes from the house. You hear a faint hum of songbirds and a little voice alongside it, too high-pitched to be natural, humming a little aria, almost in conjunction with the songbirds. It feels like the house is aware, and it's watching you.
I'll walk up to the door and knock.
Oh, manners. How delightful. Come on in. Careful of the floorboards. They bite when startled.
I open the door and I look down.
It looks perfectly natural.
I'm about to step on you floorboards.
Before you stands a woman, barefoot, wearing homely robes, though as you sort of catch her at the corner of your eye, the robes seem to shimmer with unusual colours. You note she has one eye of blue and one eye of gold. As she looks at you, she says, well, don't just stand there, come on in. All four of you. Come on.
I will wait at the doorway for a moment.
You're hesitating, Jin. Do come in.
Would you like us to take off our shoes?
You'll probably survive the bites better if you don't. Come on in. Keep your shoes on. It's absolutely fine.
We have a gift for you, and I just
I
don't want
know.
to make a mess. They're good
Bring them in.
magical items. But...
Plop them on the table over there. There's a good girl.
I will walk over and place them down, facing away from my party.
She looks at you and sort of, as you are facing away, and sort of, well, let's have a look at you then, girl.
I will turn around slowly.
I like that face. Well, take a seat, each of you. And she sort of gestures, and there's only 2 chairs, but as she says this, 2 more sort of almost like grow out of the ground. As you sit down, William, your chair goes,
Oh, sorry.
Don't mind them. They'll survive it.
I'm gonna sit on you now, chair.
As you should! The chair responds.
Thank you. Sit down.
She looks expectantly at you, Dinari. Okay. You're hesitant there. Take a seat, dear.
Slowly go into the chair.
Chair sort of... as you sit down.
Oh, okay.
Jesus.
Yes.
Don't be too eager now, please.
As you look at the table, a cupboard opens from the side, and shouts, "Coming out!" And a teapot and 4 cups sort of move across, and then climb up onto the table. And the teapot sort of jiggles a little bit, and then lifts itself and begins to pour into each of the 4 cups. Dinari, give me a perception check.
All we need now is the beast.
13.
You recognize that smell immediately. You've had this tea many, many times. Your mother made it for you. You haven't had it since you left home.
Quite a nice blend.
I thought you might like it. Well, thank you for the gifts. I'm really very appreciative. They'll make some powerful potions. It's nice to see you all. You've been making a little stir, haven't you? Nobles, but not nobles.
as we're sat here, I'm like looking around, taking everything in. I'm like seeing, like if there's like a bunch of like magical things, items.
So,
anything
in the
like
room,
that
there is a
around.
single large table made of wood that now has 3 heads of a chimera steaming from them. Nothing else. The kitchen is tidy. There is no sight of it. Any plates, any bowls, any cups, nothing. The cupboard doors are closed, as are the drawers. There is nothing on display of any sort of ornamentation, nothing of interest, really. Sorry, I'm just going to move the cameras over here so I can see you guys' faces directly, so I'm not constantly staring to the side. As you sort of look down, you've got the coffee table. There's a hearth where the fire is crackling, and as you look into it, William, it's sort of you hear this strange whisper, sort of, ask again when the moon is high. Stars rising. Darkness enveloping us all. And you look away from the hearth and you stop hearing those voices. You're not really sure if you want to look back. Everything else seems perfectly natural, but as you look up, you do see a cat made of moss and bark wandering amongst the beams in the ceiling. The only ornament on site is upon the coffee table itself. There's 4 teacups, and there is a single bottle, sort of dark green and slightly curved in shape. Within it sits a rose of pale pink. Sorry, what did you say?
I was just gonna say, as I turn to look away and I hear that it mentions the darkness that envelops everything, I turn back to the fireplace.
We've been caught whispering. Stay quiet. He watches.
Who's he?
The fire has gone silent.
Thank you for letting us in to see you.
Well, you passed the requisite tests to get here. You obviously wanted to come. You had a purpose. Far be it for me to keep you away. Besides, you need a rest. It's a lonely road.
I guess with everything that you hear, you might already know why we're here.
I'm neither a fortune teller nor a gossip girl.
XOXO.
I will ask at this point, please, for each of you to tell me what your character is thinking. What are your, how do I phrase this? Surface thoughts, please. I will come first to Jack.
I've got an easy one.
Yeah?
I'm thinking about, I wonder who I should say hi to. The rose? The glass?
As that thought crosses your mind, she says, "Oh, that glass there, the bottle. Zadocus tried to poison me once. I kept the bottle. Makes a lovely vase, don't you think? The flower's quite natural. Picked it this morning."
Oh, it's beautiful. The rose, not the. I mean, the glass is pretty, but
I like the glass.
that's an awful shame that someone would try to poison you.
Memoirs are important, don't you think? Whether old ornaments, gifts from afar, tattoos, markings upon the skin. Bumpkin, what is Dinari thinking? Before that sentence, what was she thinking in the moment when I asked Jack? Because otherwise she will just be thinking tattoos.
I think I'd be kind of taken aback by the kind of blast from the past with this kind of like more homey kind of like tea blend. This idea of like, how does she know this?
Oh. I brewed it specially for you. It's been on your mind for a while, hasn't it? Home and what it means.
I guess the next thought that'll pop up is like, still doesn't really answer the question.
She doesn't. She just smiles at you. William, Josh, what is William thinking? Or what was he thinking when the
the
question was asked?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think his mind is very split at the moment. Part of his mind is thinking, what is this darkness? Who is he that's watching? His mind's kind of racing with that. And then the other
ignore
part
the
of
half,
his...
dear. Don't worry. That's a connection to another place. They were watching. They're not anymore. She sort of clicks her fingers at it. And your other thought?
And his other thoughts, his mind's kind of racing at what magical things could possibly be here. What powers does she have? Could they be shared? I suppose he has some deeper thoughts about that. But if it's just surface,
looks
then
at
I
you and-
guess, yeah.
I have been known to give out boons in exchange for favors. We can discuss that later. Let us not enter bargains right now. Anivari. What were you thinking when you first... Or what was Anivari thinking? When you have turned from the table and taken your seat.
She was very much trying to push away thoughts, which means it's all that she's thinking about, really, of how she was greeted at the doorway. But she was also, like, hyper-focused, trying to focus on what we're here for.
Oh, sorry.
She's also very split.
Keeping secrets from each other, are we? Well, I won't be the one to divulge, don't worry. I'm the master of secrets. So some say. Well, you've travelled a long way to see me. You must have questions. Or do you seek a gift, a boon?
We seek some help, but if you're willing to give out gifts or boons, I certainly wouldn't say no to that.
He's hungry for power. She turns immediately to Dinari. Does that scare you?
I've grown used to it.
Not hungry for power.
That's what she said. Are you not?
He's being deceptive. He will not answer.
You mentioned help. Help with what?
There's a man who he believes he's cursed, or that someone else is cursed. He'd like the bad things happening to him to stop.
Don't be too forthcoming. Don't give all the details at once.
You asked.
Henson has been plagued with bad luck that seems
Henson
to
is
occur
irrelevant.
around Remfrey and Jaloco.
She sort of,
That's the guy
she
who stole the thing,
growls
right?
Yeah, she literally growls at you. Jaloco, a trickster, with a wizard's favour, and no fear of consequences. I gave him a lesson, I did. Misfortune follows him like a hungry dog.
So he is the one who's being affected.
But is it also Remfrey?
Remfrey stole my
sort of.
stone. It was his mother's. It was my mother's, sorry. It grants luck, yes, but only by siphoning it from those nearby. A black-hearted gift, like most true magic. The blessings of sickness keep these effects from at bay for most of that cursedly beautiful group of people. But not your little friend Henson.
Is he more of an unintended consequence?
Lots of you are unintended consequences. Entangled pasts, but that's not quite what you meant, is it? You mean the revelation of it was an unintended consequence of Henson's lack of blessing? Why has it not been affecting you then? You weren't blessed by sickness, were you?
That is true.
7 stones my mother made. 7. I had the last one. I believe you carry 4 of them. 1 that still works. 3 strangely twisted.
Would you like them back?
My apprentice took them long ago, and I have long since recovered from their loss. You met her. Pleasant girl, isn't she? Thieving little bitch.
I'm glad you're not sorry that she's gone.
You earned those stones, fair and square. Remfrey did not earn his. The return of that one, I would be grateful for.
Could that gift, or not gift, that's not the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Would that task that we do for you, taking back the stone that Remfrey stole and giving it back to you, would that be one to grant a boon to circumvent the accident of unluck to...
You would like the boon granted
Henson?
to Henson?
Well, wait. If we only get like one boon to share, why are we giving it to someone else?
You
That's
seek to
what-
solve two problems with one stone. I believe the phrase involves two birds dying, don't you?
That's well, I wouldn't like any birds to die, but
Perhaps,
yeah, like,
perhaps
I like
your
the little
bird is
stone
most
front.
deserving of these boons.
My bird? Nah, he's alright. He's good. He doesn't need any help.
Yeah, I think he's fine.
So, a stone stolen, a stone returned, a boon given. Yes, that's a deal I could go with. But you have a secondary problem. Your friend that was cursed. Or perhaps not friend. How do you find Jailoko?
He's alright.
Certainly intriguing.
He's fun.
I could lift the curse, of course. Well, perhaps not lift the curse, unweave, so to speak.
What would that do exactly?
He would no longer be under its effects. Your
why
quest would
wouldn't
be
it-
complete.
Why wouldn't you call it removing it then?
Because it is such a mundane phrase, like the dispelling of a single magic effect. No. Every single strand of that curse must be recalled one word at a time. Quite a task, I'll have you know.
It must be very powerful to be able to do such things. Does it come with great cost to you?
With great power comes great responsibility. No.
Alright, Uncle Ben.
Somebody read that to me in a book once.
I think I saw it in a stage play.
The
Are you
arachnid
able
man.
to share this knowledge you have?
Of how to remove the curse. It's
No,
not your
just
curse, you can't
in-
unweave it.
No, I just mean of magic in general.
Ah, there we go, seeking power again.
I'm not seeking power. I just think it would be nice to have every option at our disposal. Kind of like whimpers to like and quiet.
Well, should you wish something from me, then you may do something for me. Otherwise,
What else would you like?
return the stone and I shall grant you a boon or remove the curse from Jailoko, should that be your desire. Alternatively, I do have something I need somebody else to do. I know how much all of you enjoy a jaunt in the forest.
What is it that you need doing in the forest?
A silver-barked branch from a withered tree that grows upon one of the bone barrows in the forest. Retrieving
I
it
would
would be helpful
certainly
for
be-
me.
Willing to attempt it if... Is it a difficult task? I assume you would be able to handle most things. I just assume it's...
The place has memories I do not wish to walk too close to. I planted that tree a lifetime ago. Whilst I think it is time I remembered why, I do not want to relive the process. I am shackled by emotions. Something you'd know nothing about, would you, Dan?
How big of a piece of the bark do you require?
It only gives what it consents to be cut. If the tree deny you, come back empty-handed, or don't come back at all. Take what is given.
I'll unfurl our world map. Can you show us whereabouts?
Ah, but you already
it
know.
is?
You avoided them so carefully on your trip to
Mm-hmm.
Down memory lane, one might say. Though, you had never been there before. Interesting. I do find you fascinating, Anivari.
Same to you.
Not the only one hiding strange secrets of the past, though, are you? I find it difficult to understand how you all trust each other when you're all concealing such darkness. Well, some more than others.
Trust is a very strong word.
Is
it? I trust you guys.
And yet you are not earning of that trust, are you? Cleric.
What do you mean?
Just because you have not outwardly lied does not mean you do not keep secrets. But alas, it is not time for the airing of our dirty pasts. I would be here forever. You ask where it is. It's the bone barrows, those that you so carefully avoided before. In fact, this particular one here, and she will point to a spot on your map, which I am bringing up now.
Oh my goodness.
It is... Oh, it's under the word the Aster Forest. There you go. It's right there.
Oh, would you look at that?
What, isn't that the hill where the little thingies are?
No,
that was way up here.
way up
Oh,
there.
it's up there.
These were the
Okay.
hills where you were told nothing grows and the dead walk freely.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Don't go there.
Oh, shit.
So I'll have to kill some someone dead.
You were warned by somebody quite powerful not to go there at all at any point.
Yeah, so
It's
we
fine.
But
might
now
Higher
someone
level
even
now.
more powerful is telling us to go there, so it kind of
See,
balances
but-
out.
We were told that when we were level 2, and now we're level 3.
Yeah, we've got subclasses now.
She just looks at you and, may you reign supreme.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your help in this.
No other questions?
There is one thing I would say if none of my friends here disagree, and I will reach into my bag and I will pull out the box that contains the stones. I don't believe we would have a use for the ones you say are twisted.
Whereas
You would like to have
a stone of bad luck would be great for me. An heirloom of a mother. Yes, if I hadn't killed her and buried her myself, it would be a little more sentimental. No, you could give these as a gift. She sort of gestures for you to hand her the box.
I will.
She opens it and sort of... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Murder this one, murder that one. Speaking of murder, 3 gifts, 4 people. Which one should I kill? And at that point, she stops on the 4th stone, and she sort of tosses it your way, Anivari. Just catch. This magic could be concealed a little better, don't you think? And she sort of waves her hand over a little bit and begins muttering to herself, and the room starts to feel dark and cold. The hearth burns down to only embers. The tea sort of suddenly tastes bitter upon your tongue.
Can I try and see if I can hear what she's saying?
Give me a charisma save.
Is this against being charmed? Or
No,
being
it's against
purposely-
madness.
Oh, man. That's what I get for trying to listen. That's 19.
Bear with me a second.
We're all mad here.
I want to double check though, because I remember I noted this down my sheet. There are certain people who have certain boons, I think, for saving throws depending on the breakfast we had this morning. I have a specific note that I, at least due to the lunch I had advantage on saving throws.
That is a seriously specific
I have no idea.
thing to remember.
Yeah, I swear.
Sure.
Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was scared that it would become super important. I mean, why
Well, I've
else would
got
you
a
give it to-
modifier to my con, so I'm assuming that was my breakfast.
Yes, +2 to
Maybe.
con was one of them. The other one was,
Oh,
was
yeah, I
advantage
have
on
that
wisdom
too.
saves, I think.
Hmm.
Perhaps. Sorry, I'm really struggling to find the thing I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'd say Josh and I had the same thing, which was the +2 con.
Okay.
You are being a pest. You are. Claws in everything. Look, we're trying to read this. Yes, we are, but it is not loading. Probably your fault.
If it's not loading, I suppose no bad consequence could ever happen. So perhaps we should just
Hey,
move on.
Silence.
look
It'll load eventually.
There's no price
the
tag,
same
it's
energy of,
free,
like-
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
Anyway, she will toss you a stone of good luck, which you may keep, Anivari. The other three, she sort of will finish her casting on, and I will come to you in a second, Josh. I can't do anything to close. She will finish casting on them, and suddenly that curse that you could quite clearly feel emanating from the box somewhere is now completely undetectable. You could take these as a gift to Zadicus. For that, I would certainly grant a boon.
Who's Atticus?
Zadicus.
Zadicus.
Her
other
ex-husband,
wizard.
the guy that tried to poison her, the bottle on the table, the wizard.
Oh, okay, yeah, yes.
Ex-husband?
Oh, the wizard in the wizard tower.
Yeah, we didn't know that.
Ooh.
She will sort of turn to you.
Uh-huh.
Yes, we were married a couple of centuries. It didn't end happily.
Will he just take this as a gift? Will he not know that they once belonged to you?
He would know they're my mother's. And with that, he would be very, very grateful.
I mean, I really like you as a person, Serafina, but like, you know, I'm just a little worried about. I don't know about the rest of my group. I'm just a little worried about giving a you know, something like a bad luck stone to a very powerful individual, like
Very
for my
powerful.
safety. It's all
Sadicus
relative.
thinks knowledge is power. I've always said knowledge is a curse. That's why I gave him both. He's competent, I suppose, in his own ways. You're right, it would come with some risks yourselves. Perhaps you could find somebody else along the way to pass this gift on. Or just leave them outside his tower door or something. Or not! Totally up to you. Anyway, oh dear, look at you. You listened a little too closely, didn't you? And she turns to you. You take 6 psychic damage, William. And as you look down, you see insects crawling over your hands.
Ugh.
Trip.
Did I
you
hear
see that, or
anything?
is that in his head?
Yes, sort of whispers that you couldn't comprehend, but felt like they were from an otherworldly place. It was dangerous to listen to those, and as you look down, there are like little insects crawling all over
Just
your
start
hands.
like trying to bat them off.
She sort of, you dear. She points to Dinari. In the drawer over there, next to the basin, the third one over. I think there's a small bottle in there. It's lilac in colour. Do go and get it for your friend.
Sure. Go over.
You open the drawer and you find a large bowl of soup. No, sorry. Opposite side. And yeah, you see that the drawer is entirely empty except for one single purple vial at the very centre of the drawer. Give it to that one, Mr. Hungry for Power. I was going to say to your friend, but, well, trust is a strong word. Who knows how strong the word friend is?
Take the chin, kind of hold it back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just a,
William, as you drink this, it tastes like blood.
Oh,
It's sort of metallic, and you know that it tastes like blood. You've licked a wound before. It's sort of like it feels thick in your throat, but as it goes down, your hands are no longer crawling, and you don't hear those whispers still. whilst I may be able to grant you power, you will not be able to replicate mine. And your powers are as unique to you as mine are to me.
That's fine with me.
Well, I've given you 2 tasks now. 3?
Perhaps we have overstayed our welcome.
Perhaps you have, perhaps you haven't. I thought you'd have other questions. You're seeking answers to strange knowledge, you know. But, oh, that is all.
We intend to return to you anyway. We can always continue the conversation then.
I would like that. But I would speak to you alone. If the rest are leaving. She looks to you, Anivari.
You want one-on-ones now?
Only with Anivari.
I have a look of jealousy on my face as I leave.
It's okay. I'll be right there.
Are the rest of you willing to leave?
Yeah, with her saying that, then yeah.
Dinari, on your way out, just over there, there's a little pouch. Take it with you. Enjoy it.
Is it the tea leaf?
It is indeed the tea leaves that were used in this particular pot.
Fine.
As you take it, you notice the little tag sort of off the side, and it's signed in beautiful scrolled writing, "With a mother's love." She gives you a little smile.
Ooh. That tag is gonna get ripped off.
As the tag comes off
Anyone
over
else
the
sees-
shoulder. She lets out a small giggle that only Anivari hears. Ah, alone at last. Well, your thoughts are spilling out of you, dear. Would you like me to help you keep them in your head? I can protect you from others reading your mind.
What would it cost?
What would it cost? What an excellent question. So insightful. I almost want to do it as a favor, but I think, well, being locked inside your mind with your thoughts may take its own toll, and that might be price enough. You may struggle with sleep. To give you an absolute mechanical what that is, when you take a long rest, you will need to roll a d10 on a 1. D20. On a 1, you will not lose 1 level of exhaustion. So if you had 2 levels and you were slipped, had a long rest that would remove 1 level of exhaustion, it won't. But if you had a long rest that would remove 2, it would only remove 1.
Okay. Then I would be grateful.
I almost thought that was the boon you would ask, given the nature of the gifts you brought. And she reaches over. 3 heads of the Chimera, an interesting thing. But this specifically here, and she sort of snaps a horn off of the dragon, which, Anivari, you were carrying those, and you know that, like, that would, the feat of strength she has just performed is miles beyond your own powers, and she didn't seem to try at all. Just snaps it off, and then she sort of begins wringing it out like a cloth, and dust begins grinding from it into a small bowl upon the table. You didn't see the bowl before, and suddenly it's there, and then she pours a little tea in, and she stirs it in, and the horn of the dragon of the Chimera. Powers of non-detection. Yeah, drink up.
I'll take it hesitantly for a moment and then just swing it back.
At the end of the long rest, you must roll a d20. And exhaustion, let me just put this in. If you roll a 1, you do not roll 1. That is the negative effect. The positive effect is you are permanently under the effects of non-detection.
Cool.
I think that's right. You basically get the effects of the spell of the Ring of Mind Reading. I will give you the feat And she looks at you, and we are alike in some ways, you know. Your story calls out to me.
I'd like to hear it someday. Yours.
We don't have lifetimes, dear. Well, some of us don't. But perhaps I will share some of my own story with you at some point. In the meantime, do toodle along, Anivari. And, the cheeks are a little shallow.
I'll
She
fix it.
smiles at you, and, just for you to leave. And we will take a short break. Right back. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Secret Keepers. Wait, Freedom Chasers. That's the one. Yes. As Anivari, you leave the witch's hut. The door sort of almost disappears in your hand. And as you turn back, there is no hut at all. You feel a little dazed, as if you've just woken up. And as you look around, there is no sign of your party.
I will just begin walking straight away from where the house used to be.
Yeah, you find a nice little cobbled stone path. And you come to a little fork in the road. And
Sorry,
there
guys.
is a little signpost that's sort of left and right. The one to the left says, back to whence you came from. And the one to the right says, run away, little girl.
I'll go left.
As you head down to the left, after a short moment, you sort of emerge from an illusory from the house in front of your companions. They see it as you just coming out the door, but you see them sort of expectantly looking towards you, as if glassy-eyed and looking at something that is not where you are. It doesn't take much for you to work out that there is an illusory version of the house where you're currently standing. And over to you guys.
Am I still hidden? Kind of?
As you walk forwards, they notice you.
Darn.
Well, that
Shall
was
we?
fun.
Away? Yeah?
Yeah. Let's make a move.
Begin walking away from the illusory house?
As you all turn back, there is no sign of it.
She was certainly interesting.
Did I give you her art? I did, right?
You did, yeah.
Okay, cool. Carry on.
She's like a nice old lady.
She
Mhm.
certainly seemed to know
Yeah.
a lot about, certainly more about some of us than others.
I'd say she knew
Like
a lot about all of us.
Are we not friends?
I think we're friends.
Oh, Bumpkin, yeah, Mike.
Oh! Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, for some reason my audio's glitching
Oh,
out,
yeah,
but
there we go.
should be fine. There we go. Okay,
Yep.
sorry, I just unplugged and replugged it.
Yeah, we heard.
Time old tradition.
Oh, really? Damn, okay.
Yeah, it was like, as you plugged it in.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. It was good.
muted
It
it.
was
No,
good.
it's
It meant
fine,
that we
it's
knew you were here. Sorry, what were you saying?
I think Dinari was just pointing out how she's making open-handed comments that we are filling the gaps in ourselves.
You think she's manipulative?
Surely not.
Never that.
I don't know. It's no secret that she has means to observe people. She sees little things, makes open-handed comments about them, makes them seem like it's like some big secret that we're keeping from everyone else, and is creating angst.
I mean, I think There's one thing that I'm curious about. I don't want to pry, but
Oh, you don't want to try.
Anivari, she called you by a different name when we entered.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Okay, yes. There's a lot to. My name was Jin. That's what I was born as. There's a lot longer conversation to go with this, but it is getting late, and I'd like to get back to the horses and maybe set up camp.
You think we can get back to the Silver Pony by nightfall?
I doubt it.
I'd rather
You would
not
know that
have
to be
this
impossible,
conversation.
but you can get back to the lake and camp there.
Frog people.
Camp it is.
Do we walk in silence to the lake? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Okay, bear with. I think I have a thing. Do I have a thing? I do not, so you can just go there, I think.
Besides, William, why not you and your thirst for power?
Oh, please, that witch doesn't know what she's talking about.
This is the one
Such
thing
a-
that she doesn't know what she's talking
Oh,
about.
such a ridiculous statement, hungry for power. So you want to be able to protect yourself, so that you're hungry for power. Please. Like you said, she was just rallying us so that we'd fight amongst ourselves.
Oh, like
I
you
think-
haven't taken the bait at all?
Well, it's not a nice thing to be called.
William, I think all of us wish we could be more than what we are.
Well, I know that I trust you guys, even if Dinari doesn't trust us in return.
Oh. You. Jesus. I'm
Is that
going
not
into
what-
the.
Is that not what you said?
No, you're just taking it in the most pessimistic way you can.
All right. How can you look at someone not trusting you as optimistic?
Fact is, we've started this with a lot of lies and secrets, myself included. And it's hard to fully trust someone when there's secrets.
Privacy and secrets are two very different things. I think right now tensions are high, and for some reason we're picking the word secrets, of all things. Of course, everyone keeps secrets. Humongous air quotes.
Those secrets, though. For one thing, Seraphina did know what she was talking about. With on a few different things, I would wager. And those secrets are, whether or not dangerous or not, is something that I'm curious about. I take out my arm and I begin to unfurl the wrapping upon it. And I don't know if you know much about pirates, but I have a pirate brand on my arm.
Heard any rumors about pirate brands and things? Being like in Durban, like the coastal kind of city town stuff?
You would all know that that's something that pirates do to mark their people.
Mark their people as in like fellow companion pirates, or like
You willingly scar your body?
I will let Jack, you can expand upon that. I just want to be clear that it's not always, not everybody chooses to become a pirate. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Okay.
It was that or die. Well, the option was that or marooned. And marooned where we were was basically a death sentence. So a hard choice was made. And I managed to escape that lifestyle. But that doesn't mean there's not people out there who know me as a pirate and who might try to do something about that.
Why? Just because you left?
Because of the things I was involved in.
And they don't want you to then tell other people.
Well, more like I did some terrible things in my day. And
You're concerned about the people you did them to.
more or less, yeah. And there's no shortage of people who would want revenge upon me. People I've backstabbed over the years. Innocent people that I've done horrible things to. All for this notion of I'm just trying to do it to survive myself. And I kept telling myself that every day. But it gets to a point where you don't know what you believe anymore.
I don't think you're a bad person, Weary.
You don't know me.
Not fully.
Hey, Weary. Does this brand ever irritate you? Cause you discomfort? Just in physical sense. I mean, I can't do anything about emotional scars like that.
No, it's all healed up.
See, like during this
Mhm.
conversation, I've kind of been like rummaging around the component pouch where I'm keeping like all the herbs and things I've been collecting for like medicinal things, and I'm basically like I was taking out a healing salve, but I'm kind of just like putting it back in pouch.
But wrapping it up constantly makes it a bit irritated, so if you do have something, I'd very much appreciate it. Some sort of lotion.
Try and get like a little. I may be able to even cook up something later, but
You would
I tend to normally
you
rub
would
dirt
definitely
into
know
it.
that if you were to render your typical healing potion into a salve of some sort, that might be something you could do.
yeah, because I remember I specifically had, I think, a couple salves. Let me see what I had.
Oh, you already have some healing salve. Okay, yeah, that makes perfect
Yes,
sense.
I gave one to Tim when he accidentally got shot with the crossbow.
Yeah.
During the hag fight. So yeah, I'll give another one of the healing salves over to you.
Do they have multiple uses, Bumpkin? If you click on them, does it say blah 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 uses?
Like, I mean, the only description it has is that when spending one or more hit dice to regain hit points before rolling, you can expend the healing salve to treat each die as if it rolled its maximum value.
It does say
So, like, there's a
expend
hit.
the healing salve, not expend a charge of.
Yes, it's the
Great,
whole thing.
okay. There's another salve somewhere that has 6 charges, but it ain't that one. Cool. Fantastic. This is just me forgetting amongst the wealth of things
Like
that I've
it's-
been rewriting recently.
No, that's okay. So the hit point utility is maybe moot, but I mean the point is still there that it's like it's
Yep.
meant to be like a
It's roleplay.
cooling healing, like Tiger Bomb,
Exactly that.
What?
It's Tiger Bomb,
Icy
yeah.
icy hot.
Yeah. Deep heat.
I will say at this point, by the way, you have returned to the horses and then taken them to the edge of the lake, and you are now sort of camped up, and you do once again see a sort of mist a low mist crawling upon the lake. And you see two frog people sort of rowing through that mist. They're very far away, over a mile away. It's just they are there. Not suggesting you do anything with the scene, but that's the atmosphere that this conversation is taking place at. Can I assume that you're cooking a meal over the fire as you talk?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm cooking up something nice.
Cool. It doesn't really matter. You can save your cooking inspiration of what you're cooking for another day. We'll just say it was nice, it's rations. Conversation continue.
I partially bring this up, not to hopefully alienate you, but to show that maybe we should think about each other's trust, and to also partially say that maybe Seraphina was onto something about what she was talking about, when she was talking about us. She certainly knew about this thing, and I gestured to my arm.
You never showed us the true nature of it, but it's not the first time that you've ever put it out there. Maybe just she has more than just the ability to see through crows' eyes when it comes to watching other people. I mean, you guys did notice she responded to your internal thoughts.
She called me a name I hadn't used in 10 years.
That's true. I was going to say, I've heard of people who can read minds, but that in particular is almost worrying. The fact that she can do whatever that is.
What did she want with you after we left?
She helped me. I'm not entirely certain how it works, but she said my thoughts were spilling out, which makes sense because they were really worrying in there. But I think there's some protection now from that. I don't know much about how reading the mind would work, but I get the impression it wouldn't work anymore.
Just to clarify, William, do you have detect thoughts?
I
I don't think you do you?
I doubt it. No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Just double checking. Obviously, that would be a really simple test. And just a reminder as well, I just want to make it clear that she did give you a good luck stone, Anivari, which you or one of the other four could carry. It just so happened that you handed the box, she tossed it back. If anybody does want to attune to that, you may. Totally separate note. Sorry, carry on.
Is there a reason she took such a liking to you?
She said we had similar stories.
Would have thought yours was pretty unique.
Me too. But she seems to have lived a long life. A lot of different people's lifetimes could be reflected in that. Okay, you're all just kind of looking at me. Can somebody ask what you want to ask?
By what I said yesterday to you.
Just for our benefit, Bumpkin, yesterday was three and a half weeks ago. Could you kindly repeat what you said yesterday so that we can all remember? I'm sure Anivari remembers exactly, but I haven't got a fucking clue.
There was the one-on-one chat that we had the Silver Pony where it was like you don't probe into my shit, I don't probe into your shit. Like there's a mutual respect.
And Anivari said, there is something I want to tell you, but not right now.
Yeah.
I believe was
Nice.
how that conversation finished.
It was. And I'm assuming that enough hasn't changed in 24 hours. All of a sudden it's like, but now you know. It's later.
I know what we spoke about yesterday, but talking with her it's different. It kind of reminded me of who I was. And I'm kind of tired of pretending to be what I'm not all the time. And I'm really sorry, Dinari, because I've been having a lot of fun, honestly. In the nobles, being special. And it's not all been fun, but I'm used to people wanting to use me. And this was different. But I know that it's kind of what you always deal with without choice. I wasn't born a tiefling. I will the tips of my fingers just sort of start to fold back, kind of like Mystique. And there's a bit pale skin underneath.
Holy shit!
And
Oh, I wasn't muted.
Anivari sits for you as a pale, white-haired changeling.
I don't know if you updated the art in the last 4 months, but this is the one I've got saved.
Go ahead. Feel free.
I pinged it.
Okay, good.
Did I? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking.
So if you could look like anyone, why did you choose to be ostracized?
When I was about 6, I was at home and our house was invaded, and my mother told me to run. And I didn't run far enough, and I was found by, well, you kind of, sort of have met them. They like to take people who can blend, and I was sort of the ultimate catch. I grew up in Durban, and I was training and learning what they wanted to teach, and I was in the market and I saw somebody like this. She didn't look quite this way, but
Like the
I just
tiefling.
saw
I
that.
mean,
Yes.
person you saw. Yeah, okay.
Yes. She didn't look quite like I usually do. But people looked away from her, and I needed that. I needed people to not look at me. I needed somebody that I could escape with.
Quick point of clarification then. I thought we had mentioned in later episodes that my family was the only family of tieflings in the area.
We did.
Motherfucker.
It is very likely that the person that she saw was your mother. Although tieflings do travel through, so it is possible otherwise. But it is very likely that it was your mother. Oh, just to be clear, Anivari doesn't look exactly like your mother. You
Yes.
would have noticed that by now.
No wonder Dinari's been hanging around so much.
But yes, that is definitely something that Elora and I considered.
What the fuck?
And there is also a reason why we completely forgot that she was resistant to fire damage. Because she's not.
God.
She's not resistant to fire damage at all.
Oh,
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I can update my race on my character sheet now.
Yeah. You can. You have your own abilities, not someone else's.
well, I'll be dead.
I'm really, really fucking glad you've had fun for the past little while dressing up like my mother.
I'm gonna change, I'm gonna change into the tiefling woman that I saw instead of the one I became.
A woman that has
As
been
much as I
seen
remember,
in a
as it
family
was-
portrait once, I think.
It was 10 years ago.
She probably changed a little bit in 7 or 8 years, but not that much. Yeah.
Took artistic liberties with the color palette, but you son of a bitch.
I'll change back into my usual tiefling form.
As you change back into tiefling form, you all notice a little disturbance in the nearby forest as a crow flies up into the sky and heads back into the forest.
Oh, no.
I think this is a beautiful place to come to an end. I don't think
Ah, man.
I don't think we should try and go
Oh,
somewhere from here. I think we should. Oh, welcome back to Freedom Chasers. This little secret has been right there for this up until this moment. I've been sort of waiting for it. It's some of you had secrets in your backstories, but not quite so large, I don't think. Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe some of you are still hiding big things. But yes, I'm very glad to have finally seen the reveal. I did say to Elora on the break, I hope you don't feel like I forced your hand. But luckily she didn't seem to feel that way. But I think we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. I'll leave the obvious ones for you guys, but I quite liked 2 parts today. Jack said, Mr. Orion, sir. And then finished his prayer with, keep on doing your thing. Which was just great. And then there was a moment where Josh said, we could dig, and Bumpkin said, you get on that. Sorry, just in a similar vein, I will also give another bit of a typical Dinari sass, which made me laugh. Where William said, I don't want to pry. And Bumpkin went, oh, you don't want to pry? Really viciously at you. I thought it was fucking brilliant. But we will come to the time of edition of MVPs. I'll start with you, Josh.
So obviously the big one would be Anivari's whole race and name thing. I had guessed this a long time ago with James.
We know.
You too. Oh really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So the fact that they came up, I was like, oh, I knew it. I told you.
But you had moved past that to the point that it then came back as a surprise, right?
Yes, totally. And yeah, that was obviously really, really cool and awesome. I do wonder, going forward, if she really will stay as looking like a changeling and keeping her original name, or if... Because she had said, like, oh, I'm tired of pretending and stuff like that. So, or if she will stay as Tiefling.
Well, a reminder that, you know, there were certain people particularly interested in her in a village. Being her original person right now, you would know to be probably quite ill-advised.
Sure, I'm just curious. I'm looking forward to seeing how that character development pans out, you know. Yeah.
Jack?
Fucking hell, man. I mean, like that's some next level shit. You know what I mean? That's like beyond like anything I could have imagined. Like that was insane. It's like there aren't words to describe that moment. It was so just perfect. Like the almost like also the way you just portrayed it. Like the idea is great, but the execution is another thing.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Totally.
Kudos to this whole time.
But then the other one has got to be the little sprinklings of, like, I want to give it to you, James, the little sprinklings of things where you were like, oh yeah, like the whimsicalness of the whole, witch and everything, and then you just poking and prodding in our backstories and stuff like that. The delicate nature in which you're able to do that is incredible as well.
I really enjoyed creating Seraphina and giving her this very gentle air where she just drops little, hey, what about this? What about that? And honestly, some of the things today, I was just throwing them to see what stuck. So I'm glad that felt good. That it felt like it worked well. Bumpkin, your MVP.
I think it's also just the overall feeling of I don't want this session to end. I want to keep going. I want to see this. I give another big nod to Evan for the way that all of this huge revelation was played out. I mean, that was amazing. I always like to save room also for one little funny thing, and for that I'll give it to Jack during the revelation where he's like, "Oh my god! Oh wait, shit! My mic wasn't muted."
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry about that.
No, that was great. I was so glad it wasn't. Elora, your MVP.
Okay, so I have a lot of stuff to say. Number one, I don't want it to be overshadowed because Weary's pirate backstory reveal was also awesome, and I want to delve more into that.
Yeah, so sad.
I was actually really glad because it sort of set a lull before the storm in a way, and also it was this nice bit of profound honesty, which then gave Anivari a reason to really, say, okay, well, if you can be honest, I can be honest, sort of thing. So I agree, Jack. Real kudos to that.
Thank you.
And then the little moment that broke my heart was Weary turning to us going, we're not friends. It's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always find a way to twist the knife a little bit.
Yeah, well...
And I will just say about my own reveal is that I'm really glad that it went well, because months ago, which was 4 sessions ago, I planned exactly what I wanted to say. I was going to pull Dinari aside, and I was going to tell her first, because I knew that it was going to have a huge impact on Dinari. And I was going to do it. And then it was just well, that never happened, because it just didn't feel right. And then...
also, I've been trying to find a way to talk to you also alone about hey, what do you mean you've also been to Durbin? I don't know any other tieflings in Durbin. How do I not know about you?
Yeah.
I decided to be all nice and fucking sentimental first.
I'm just really glad it went down the way it did. It was way more off the cuff, and yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. I would like to second... I haven't left anyone out, have I? No. Okay, cool. Good. I would like to second other things that have been said. I do think that real credit goes to both Jack and Elora for the way that these secrets have sort of slightly surfaced sometimes without surfacing completely. When Jack knew about the pirate symbol that was on the guy's body in the area, when we notice him sort of itching at his arm, little bits of hints have been dropped there. Obviously, Anivari's had stages of well, I was raised as a trained assassin. Then I was oh, but I escaped. Oh, but how did I escape? Oh, I won't tell you now. And then I'd like to tell you something, but not right now. And, there was this sort of to and fro and back and forth, which made it bigger and more important. But I really didn't want to take away from the slightly smaller, but just as interesting moments. I really liked Bumpkin, or Dinari, I suppose, really, taking the with motherly love tag and just chucking it to the side as she took the tea. I really liked William sort of pondering how he might, how to ask Seraphina for some power without seeming power hungry, and then being called out as power hungry and kind of going, well, just, it might be useful to have every tool in our arsenal. It was really fun as well. I do think there was a lot to this session. I actually really enjoyed the puzzle with the stones, specifically the fact you couldn't talk, and just seeing how you guys went about this. I did say to Josh in the kitchen, I kind of wish that I had have DM'd you what you had felt from the stone, so you didn't all know what each other's stone symbolized. I think that made it a lot easier. It's hard to not make a jump as a player when you've as a character when you've made the jump as a player already. So lesson learned for me. Maybe not. I think I literally gave one, and I think Josh kind of triggered that it was the circle of life. when I gave him only his, I think it was, or might even have been only yours. So it may have, sometimes people jump to things really quickly, and sometimes they don't. That footsteps riddle, by the way, when I was looking it up, I only had the question. It took me fucking forever. So I was like, okay, this is one that we might be all right with, because a lot of riddles get reused in fantasy. So yeah, overall, I was really. I'm sorry to end it early, but I just think this session was a nice little, yeah. It went all right, didn't it? Anyway, that is where we're going to end. If you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
It just goes for me to say that we are properly back for good now, and we should be back to weekly sessions, so we will see you soon.